Hello and welcome back to this new video called Gender and Number in Italian. Let me make myself a little bit smaller here and let me start sharing these slides with you. So gender and number in Italian. Let's take a look at these three lines here. In Italian, every single noun has its own gender and it is either masculine or feminine. Pay attention, I wrote in this slide every in capital letters. Why is that? Because I meant to do it so, right? Every single noun, not just people, not just Mary or she, not just John or him or he, no, even things, objects, right? In fact, I'm talking about this because you guys have it in English, that in English doesn't have a gender and it's used for things like for objects and animals as well. Well, even objects, even items have a gender in Italian. And this is crucial because you will see in the next few videos that if I say, for instance, have you bought the car that you talked to me about a few months ago? And the reply is yes, I bought it. That it, let me make myself a little bit bigger here. That it, I already bought it, in Italian is considered to be feminine because bought it, that it substitutes car. So we're gonna use the pronoun, the object pronoun feminine because we are saying that I already bought the car that I talked to you about, but we want to make it shorter. So we say I already bought it. I bought it yesterday, for instance. That it is referring to a feminine noun, which is macchina, which is car. Okay, so even it, the substitutes items, objects, right? Items, has a gender that could be feminine in the case of the car, or maybe let me give you another example. Have you already bought the apartment that you told me about? Yes, I bought it yesterday. That it in this case is referring to apartment, which is masculine. We will see all of this in detail in the near future, next few videos, but for now I want you to handwrite this note. In Italian, nouns, things have a gender, either masculine or feminine. Even when you think it doesn't have a gender in English because you don't think about gender in English because you say it, that it is substituting, is a substitutor, I would say in English. It's substituting a noun, and nouns always have a gender, right? Now, write it down, then carry on with this video because we're going to elaborate more in the future about this topic. But now let's continue with the introduction about gender. Number. Plus, just like in English, you guys have singular and plural. House becomes houses and apartment becomes apartments. Also in Italian, we have singular and plural, right? So, generally speaking, and I really want you to pay attention to this huge generally speaking that I decided to write down in English. Generally speaking, because there are exceptions, and one important exception, you're going to see it in the next few videos of this session. Generally speaking, singular masculine words in Italian end up with O. Plural masculine words end up with E. This letter in Italian is E. Not English E, the English I, which is read E. O, singular masculine, E, plural masculine. Okay? Singular feminine words, they end up with A, and plural feminine, they end up with E. Not E, E. Generally speaking, right? There is a huge exception. There are plenty of exceptions, but one is very crucial, and you will see this in the next few videos. So again, singular masculine, usually, generally speaking, words end up with O, plural masculine in E, Italian E, singular feminine with A, and plural feminine, they end up with E. Now, if we keep in mind this scheme, let me give you some example. Singular masculine word is appartamento. okay, the word appartamento, which means, of course, Italienglish, apartment. It's a masculine word, 100% masculine, clearly masculine, follow the general rule. There is no exception here. And it's masculine singular because it ends up with O. The plural, we drop the O and we come up with E. It is appartamenti. Okay. Let's grab a feminine word, which is casa, which is feminine, which means house. It ends up in the singular with a. Just like you can see here in the scheme, it's 100% feminine singular, no weird exception. Everything is nice and easy. It's plural, ends up with e, and in fact is case. And that's it. All right. Let's take a look at the next slide, because in this one, I want you to give me the gender and number of these words. What do you think they are? Is it this one masculine singular, feminine singular, masculine plural, feminine plural? What is it? So handwrite these words right now, and next to them write singular masculine, feminine plural, feminine singular, masculine plural, and so on. Okay. In order to tell which one is what, make sure you also had written down this scheme. Okay. The general one, because again, there are exceptions. So do this. After you're done this, well, better yet, pause this video, do this exercise, and I'll see you in a few seconds when you're done, and I will give you the answer to the infamous questions: are these words masculine singular, plural masculine, singular feminine, and so on. Okay, let's go. All right, so by keeping this scheme in mind, let's go. We have tavolo, which ends up with o, so it's definitely singular masculine. Then we have mappa, which is singular feminine. By the way, tavolo is table and mappa is map. Okay. Letti is plural masculine, okay, which means beds. What is, in your opinion, the singular masculine, well, the singular of letti, considering that letti is plural masculine? Give me the singular. The singular is letto. So we cancel, we delete I, the English I, we put O, or better yet in Italian, we delete I and we put O. Lampade is plural feminine and it means lamps. What is the singular in your opinion? The right answer is lampada. Okay? Lampade plural feminine, singular is lampada. Finestra is singular feminine and it is window. Pavimento is floor and it's singular masculine, ends up with M. The plural would be pavimenti. Okay, let's say you enter a big store that gives you some samples of floor because you want to rebuild your house, and you go to the department with the samples of floors, which is pavimenti. And armadi, it's plural masculine, of course, and it means closets. Okay, the singular, in fact, is armadio. That's it. Okay, so we stop right now with the generally speaking rules, the general rules about gender and number in Italian. In the next video, I will start talk to you about a little bit tricky, but not super hard exception about gender and number. I'll see you in the very next video.